I recently had the pleasure of working with a nutritional supplements company, and they're actually a call center. So what they do is they publish these really colorful brochures, and they send out 100,000 of them at a time to people's homes. And then their phones start ringing. They've got great products. Now, these salespeople have 3 to 8 minutes on these calls to make a friend, to build trust and rapport, and make recommendations that they want these clients to be taking. So one of the first things that we talked about was the fact that this group of salespeople were in their 20s, and their average caller is 65 years old. Well, it was important to note that there's been a big change in the last 20 years. In fact, today we have 1/20th the number of human interactions as compared to 20 years ago. And when you look at technology, that's the biggest contributor, really. I mean, you look at ATMs and self-checkout and pay at the pump. And then, of course, you've got all these things that we use to seclude ourselves nowadays: social media, text messaging, email. Gosh, all these technological advances that take us away. You drive down the highway, and instead of the family having a conversation with one another, you see the kids in the back seat with the headphones on watching the DVD player like zombies. So, you know, there's a lot less human interaction today as compared to 20 years ago. So we had this conversation with this call center, this group of 20-somethings, whose clients were average 65 years old. While we all need that human interaction, we all need it, the 65-year-olds miss it because they used to have it. And so we talked about how to bring that back. So here we raised a topic. It was something that the group didn't know, and they didn't even know they didn't know, that we experienced 1/20th the number of human interactions as compared to 20 years ago. So the interest was piqued. And then we were able to take that information and say, okay, now what can we do with this? How can we harness this? How can we leverage it? How can we make it work for us as an organization? We've got 3 to 8 minutes on the phone with our clients. How can we make the experience more human? So I broke them into groups. For 25 minutes, they each talked about how to make the experience more human for their callers. They came back, we reconvened, we shared ideas, and there was incredible richness that came from that conversation. New systems were implemented, and performance standards were put in place. And this company's bottom line increased dramatically. They immediately increased reorders by 21%. Their average ticket order went from $102 to $123, like that.